Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's July 10th, 2021, and I'm over here in the nursery area. So what we're going to do is take a walk around, take a look at some of the nursery plants that are for sale here, and some that aren't for sale. We put down more of the weed mats or weed barriers down here, so we don't have weeds working their way up into the bases of the pots down below here as well. We made a makeshift little stand here so that we could bring the track loader up with the bucket, bring some potting soil and all that up here and do repotting of a lot of the plants. So we'll just take a walk around and look at what's within the perimeter, what's within the nursery area itself, and then we'll look at the plants and how they're doing along the living fence that we're starting along the edges here. So over in this area, these ones aren't for sale. These would be ones I'll be propagating more of. These are the pink currants. These have a nice delicate pink berry, which are absolutely delicious. These are a cross between red currants and white currants. Really flavorful, sweet berry. And I neglected to propagate these last year, so I got to save these plants so I produce a lot more. We have some of our burning bushes and a couple other bushes around here. I thought I was all out of the black currants, but we do have just 4 more black currants here. Because I got to getting over into the nursery here so late, a lot of the berries already were harvested by the birds. So I have several sections of currants. So these are all currants. These are either red currants, black currants, or Hosta berries, and Hosta berries are a cross between a gooseberry and a black currant. So we'll have to wait to see how these flower out and all. Here, these are the smaller fig trees that are for sale. We're charging $15 a piece for these fig trees. I don't know, we'll try and get a couple of different perspectives here. They're very healthy. These are two-year-old fig trees at this point, so they're doing really well. Now some of the leaves would be yellow and rough like this, and one of the reasons that this happens is because we grew them inside of the coop area over there in that building over the last winter, and because they have artificial lighting, LED lighting, they leaf out early. But when they get out here, and because the pots, there's so many of them that have to move out here, I don't bring them in and out and harden them off. So as a result, their leaves burn and all. So there's a fair number of leaves that have burnt, but over the last 2 weeks they've been leafing out nicely. So these are our $15 per pot fig trees here. And these are brown turkey or Chicago hardy figs. They're 2 of the hardiest varieties of figs that are available. And I made videos in the past about if we wanted in this part of the country, within the last couple of weeks, you needed to pinch the tops of these to decrease the auxins, which really promote apical growth and lots of vegetation. And that would start the production of the fruit themselves, and so that you get the figs starting to develop. And the reason that you do that this far north is because the figs, once they start to develop, it takes a full 90 days for them to reach maturity and ripen. So you will see some potentially figs on some of these, but I've decided not to pinch them this season. I've just got so much stuff going on now. So these are our $20 variety ones. So many of these are over 6 feet tall. These ones are probably about 4 foot. A couple of them hit 5 foot, 3 to 5 foot tall. These ones are all about 6 foot tall, or they're branched out much more. So really nice looking fig plants. You can see a couple of beautiful little Japanese beetles here. So again, these are, and in our living fence, you can see here some of the fig trees here growing. So these ones are some of the same fig trees that I planted in the ground last fall here to be able to show people that all the figs everything dies off. All of this stuff will die off this winter, but the roots will survive. And I put them right close to this edge here as well. So this is all new growth this season. And you know, so what will happen is right now you'd pinch all the tops in order to stimulate these to shoot out and produce more fruit themselves. These are some of our blueberry plants here, ones we're salvaging. So again, these are the $15 ones. These are the $20 ones. And I'm going to be posting this, I'm going to try and link to Facebook Marketplace, so if people were in the local area, they could come and pick these up as well. So these ones are about $30 a piece over here. You can see some of the figs are developing at this point. But these really need to be pruned to meet the desires, the room or the area that you're going to be growing them in. And a lot of them, I have pieces of rebar to hold them straight up because of the high winds we have here. These ones here are $40 fig trees right over in this location here. And then we get up to $70 ones way up in there and all. So $40, $50, $60, and $70 when we get up to larger ones. But the $15 ones I think are pretty darn good. Here's an example of our almond trees, and of course the deer have been chopping these off every chance that they get. So these are related to the Hall's Hardy almonds, grown from seed. A couple of our various trees over in this location. These are some of the gooseberry plants. The gooseberry plants, these small pots are $15 a piece, the way we sell them. Let's look over here. These are more almonds. These are not for sale. The almonds aren't. Here are some of the Hosta berry plants. Now the Hosta berries are a cross between a gooseberry, like these plants here. Both of these are sets of gooseberries over in this location. And so these are really sweet, but you gotta let them get ripe. They're delicious. And these are absolutely delicious, but probably more nutritious because they're a cross between the gooseberry and the blackcurrant. Delicious. So these are Hosta berries, spelled Jostaberry. And here are some more of the labels came off of more of these currants. So these are either blacks or reds. Like these two here, I think I have 3 here that are red currants, but the rest of them are either black or Hosta berries. But because I got to them so late, the birds already ate all the berries off of them, and the rest of them look very similar. Now the black currants, they certainly have a very distinct odor when you bite into them or scratch them. Excuse me. A little bit of the skin went down my windpipe. So those are all various currants. Here are some more Hall's Hardy almonds. These are peaches over here. Some of our peach crosses. These are peaches as well down in here. The deer sometimes get in here and chew these right down to the little nubs, unfortunately. These are red currants. All of these are red currants. They don't produce very large berries. They will, since these are their 3rd year in pots. And they're not getting all the nutrients that they need, and we don't use fertilizers here. So the berries could be bigger and they could be greener and brighter plants. These are the plants that the deer love to go for. These are the ones that they preferentially will stand there and munch down all the time. And these are our thornless blackberry plants. These are Chesters and Triple Crown. This one right here is a Triple Crown because it has the white flower. The Chesters have pink flowers. These are more of the thornless blackberry plants. Now these are semi-erect. I've made videos on these. They do need support when you're growing these and developing these plants. They grow well over 6 feet tall and produce big, beautiful, delicious blackberries. Very sweet, really delicious. Here are some of our elderberry plants. These are 1-year-old elderberry plants. They're a little over a year. And over there I have some of the new ones that I've started this year over in that area. Here are some of our black locust trees. And over here in these pots here are some of our curly willows. So I started some of these from prunings that I started, and we've got some that we start with that are limbs this big, and they end up doing pretty well here. Down here we have some persimmons in these buckets. This is just some weeds in this area. Some cherry trees seeds started over here, and some of our red raspberry, heritage raspberries in this area. This whole area needs to be weeded yet. Some of our ornamental grasses in the background. Right here is either popcorn or zebra grass is what this is called. And we have other ornamental grasses there as well. There's some bindweed and grapevines in here making their way from our living fence along here with all the black locust trees. And we'll take a look over here at the living fence at the north side of our property right here. And so over here we have a curly willow. It isn't doing as well because the roots haven't gotten down. That's a 6-foot fence next to our neighbors there, and this has all been built up with hugelkultur and wood chips over time. So it doesn't have as much nitrogen in this area, but the rest seem to be doing pretty well. So there's elderberry plants, like these are elderberry plants right in here. That's a curly willow. This is a black locust tree right here. Elderberries around the base of it, more elderberries here. These are all pussy willows down in here. Hardwood cuttings I started this spring. Around it are all of the Pennsylvania smartweed. There is some quackgrass in there as well. But I had to chop the tops of all of the Pennsylvania smartweed off because the flowers had been produced and they would go to seed in no time. This is a honey locust right here, really nice one. All of these trees I transplanted last fall, just before the snow came. And I did make a video about that as well. Here's some more elderberries. In this area here, here's a oak tree and a tall maple tree right there, and elderberries right around the bases of these, and a volunteer dill plant right in this location, another honey locust right here, and here is one of the fig trees right here. So this again was one of the fig trees that I planted into the deep mulched area here. Everything above it I went along, died. So I just pruned everything above the soil surface. And this is what has emerged so far. Here are some of the younger, I'm not younger, but some of the newer curly willow hardwood cuttings. So this here is a whole bunch of small curly willow hardwood cuttings. These things tend to produce lots of massive roots, and will make beautiful living fences or a nice artistic looking tree. Another oak tree right here. A black, is that a black locust? Well, we've got figs down in here. A black locust here, more gooseberries down in this area here, horseradish in here, elderberries, and one of the cats taking a nap down in there. Timmy, what are you doing? You having fun? Oh, that's Brutus. And right here we have a black walnut tree right here. So that's what we've got around here in this nursery area. And so I'm trying to get this geared up so next year we can really expand the area and start selling many of our native plants here, and maybe some house plants as well. Where Thea's thinking about propagating those as well. So that's about it. That's an update on our outdoor nursery area. And if you found this video of value, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. We'll always look forward to hearing what you have to say. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye now.